So this is a replica of a Mark V Spitfire, much newer than the Mark 1 that's behind us.
Okay.
Although it's a replica, it is fitted out with the genuine parts.
Okay.
I wonder how much of a difference that is between the Mark 1 and Mark 5.
Wow.
Yourself down, feet two hands in front of you. Okay. Right, you hold the control column in your right hand, and your left hand you put on the wooden lever over there. That's your throttle for your engine. Okay.
This is Ollie in the Spitfire.
Ollie in Spitfire.
So back would be flat out.
I've checked some photos.
Be idle. So you've got
There might be some
175 horsepower
and
V12 engine.
silly faces.
Of course there is.
All these instruments
I'm saying there might, not
when
actually.
you're going up or down, speed, altitude, whether you're banking to the right, banking to the left, or whether you're flying straight or left. You've got 8 Browning 303 machine guns, fired by a button here, fired by a button there. The lever at the front is the brakes when you're on the ground.
It's quite a lot, but then again, this is especially designed to take down.
Yeah.
And you would spend, from being scrambled to landing for refueling, you would spend about 40 minutes in the air.
And you wouldn't have many minutes of actual bullets, would you? In your
No. What you see in the films of the holding the
Yeah.
firing button, when the RAF, when the Air Ministry issued the specification for an advanced fighter, to which the response was the Hurricane and the Spitfire,
yeah.
they specified 4 machine guns. Now Frank Hill disagreed with this. He didn't think it was enough. The Germans had a 20mm cannon, which is an explosive shell. We just had 303, which is a caliber from the First World War. He was absolutely certain it wasn't enough. He was very busy, so he gave the maths to his daughter, who was 14. She was severely dyslexic, but she was a maths genius. And she worked out that to bring an aircraft down, you needed to fire 263 rounds of 303 in 2 seconds. So you imagine if you've got that amount of speed of fire, you don't carry much range. So you wouldn't keep your finger on the firing button. The tactician for the Battle of Britain was a gentleman called Sailor Milan. Now, everybody in the RAF has a nickname, so he was Sailor because he'd been in the South African Navy.
Right, okay.
He volunteers for the RAF and he developed tacticians, and his rule of fighting was same as the First World War: whoever controls the altitude controls the battle. And then get out, get in, punch hard, get out again. Because the other thing, if you've got to fire too many bullets, you've got to keep stable and you become a target. So you go in, close as you can, fire, get out. And Sailor Milan survives the Second World War and goes back to South Africa and becomes involved in the anti-apartheid movement.
Oh right, okay. Cool. And the Spitfires, did the Spitfires and the Hurricanes do the same sort of job, or were the...
Absolutely.
Okay. Because I remember reading something where the Hurricanes basically were interceptors to get to the bombers, and the Spitfires were to look after the fighters. But I'm sure that's
that is basically true. But they were all, because it was all in the Battle of Britain, it's the same air battle.
Yeah.
The Hurricane was a much more stable gun platform, much heavier aircraft. As you see, you've got the Hurricane behind the Spitfire here. You'll see the wing sections a lot thicker. It's half a generation behind the Spitfire. The Spitfire prototype, the Spitfire production doesn't start until 1938,
right.
Just a year before. So, and it's a much more basic aircraft than the Spitfire. It's a lot, well, not a lot slower, but it is slower.
And they're made of made of more plywood and stuff, aren't they?
Fabric.
Yeah.
Whereas the Spitfire is all aluminium. It took 1,500 manufacturing hours to build a Spitfire and only 1,000 to build a Hurricane.
Right, okay.
So it was that much more expensive to make. The initial order by the RAF, by the Air Ministry, is for 800 aircraft, 200 Spitfires and 600 Hurricanes. Right, would you like to come out now? That's it. You got it. Please, no, it's still back and front. Turn it around. Right hand on the control column. That's the right hand. The other hand.
Oh, yeah.
And the left on the little wooden lever. That's your engine's speed. You put your 2 feet on the pedals in front of you, which control the rudder. Big wheel to your left controls the trim, so it makes sure that the aircraft can fly straight and level without you having to touch the controls. You get to an altitude, level out, just trimmed. So you've got speed in knots, which is nautical miles an hour, 106 per hour. Next to that, you've got the artificial horizon, because you could be flying in cloud, you need to know if you're flying level. Next to that, you've got the attitude, where you're flying either up or down.
Okay.
Again, if you're flying in cloud, you don't know. Below that, you've got the side slip, where you're side slipping to left and right. And then you've got the altitude there in thousands of feet. Oh, that's the compass.
Oh. Do you reckon you could fly one, Josh?
Yeah.
Do you?
A friend of my father
That
served in
is
the Second World War. A
very
friend of his had flown both Spitfires and Hurricanes, and he always said, you climbed into a Hurricane, you put a Spitfire on. It seemed to know what you wanted to do.
Right.
It was, I mean, the lineage is fantastic with the Schneider Trophy aircraft and the interwar seaplane racing. Saying it's a development on from there. It was designed very, very quickly. It was designed in under a year, and it had to be because Mitchell was dying.
Right. Okay.
And he was told if he took time off and recuperated, he probably had 4 or 5 years. If he kept working at the rate, he probably had 6 months. So he dies in 1936. So he never actually saw a Spitfire flying. Okay, so stand on top of the seat.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Steps.
Of course I am.
Turn around, so you're coming down backwards, like you're getting into a swimming pool. The black one has the mixture control for you. The boost is this gauge. Stretching that part boost.
Oh yeah.
There's Daddy in a silly hat
You've got
flying the
flying
float.
suit on, you've got a parachute on. There's not a lot of room.
Daddy in a silly hat.
Terrifying as well. Would it
Well-
be really noisy as well?
Oh yeah, you've got the
Looking like a
1,500
robot.
direct sat.
Looks like a robot as well. So that
Your
people will
adrenaline
be
takes up
bad.
You're in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've got, as I say, all the basic controls. The trim, the big wheel down by your left there.
Yeah.
That's the trim. So you take it to an altitude. You take your hands off and adjust that to the aircraft is flying without you touching the controls.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, flying is incredibly hard work. It's for takeoff and landing down here.
Hello, Daddy. He's wearing a silly hat.
And then down here you've got your undercarriage control. Now early Spitfires had hand-pumped undercarriage, and when you see them taking off, because to operate your undercarriage you put your left hand on the control column and operate the undercarriage with your right hand.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. That's very, very interesting.
Now if you take your photographs, if you take them across to there, then you do.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Right, thank you very much.
You have been watching Munchy Road Hippopotamus. Thank you for joining us in our adventures. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy our channel, and tell us about any adventures that you have in the comments below. Get out there and explore your world.